Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Rana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Ajnana Timaranda Shyagyarajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurakam Garganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shirupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchandabaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Manetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shridharam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So can you make sure you're still connected to that 5G network?
T-Mobile Wi-Fi is all it says. I have to break video to check.
Well, maybe you should break the video and then we'll restart. Because I need to know that.
We're still going.
Okay, good. Let's go. Okay, we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. You had to, somehow or other now you get, it's got that LCD flashes on.
Oh. I don't know.
Is it on? Is it still streaming?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know what you did to tell you did that. Okay.
Espiritual.
We're hearing from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Prabhupada. This is Madhya-lila chapter 2, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Chaitanya, text number 69. Tomara chapalamate ekatrana hoistiti tate tomara nahi kichudosh tumita koruna sindhu amara parana bandhu tomai nahi mora kaburosh. My dear Krishna, your mind is always restless. You cannot remain in one place, but you are not at fault for this. You are actually the ocean of mercy, the friend of my heart. Therefore, I have no reason to be angry with you. Tuminata Braja Pran, Brajara Kara Paritran, Bahu Karye Nahi Anakash, Tumi Amara Ramana, Sukadite Agamana, Etomara Vaidagya Bilas. My dear Lord, you are the master and life and soul of Vrindavan. Kindly arrange for the deliverance of Vrindavan. We have no leisure hours away from our many activities. Actually, you are my enjoyer. You have appeared just to give me happiness. And this is one of your expert activities. Morabhakya Nindamani Krishna Chadi Gelajani Shunamora E Stuti Vachan Nayanera Abhiram Tumi Mora Dhanapran Hahapuna Deha Darashan. Taking my words as defamation, Krishna has left me. I know that he is gone, but kindly hear my prayers and praise. You are the satisfaction of my eyes. You are my wealth and my life. Alas, please give me your darshan, or your audience, once again. Stambhakampa prasveda vaivarnya ashu swarnaveda deho hoila pulake vyapita Hashikande nachigai uti iti utidai kane bume pariya murchita. There were different transformations of the body of Krishna. There were different manifestations of the body of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being stunned, trembling, perspiring, fading away of color, weeping and choking of the voice. In this way, his whole body was pervaded by transcendental joy. As a result, sometimes Mahaprabhu would laugh, sometimes cry, sometimes dance, and sometimes sing. Sometimes he would get up and run here and there, and sometimes fall on the ground and lose consciousness. So what's being described now is the first chapter of the Madhya-lila was a resume of all which will be everything which will be related by Krishnadas Kaviraj in more detail in the Madhya-lila. And the second chapter, which is called what you're reading now, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Chaitanya, this describes the last 12 years of Mahaprabhu's time in Puri. So first 6 years of the remaining 18 years that Mahaprabhu was in Puri, he would engage in Sankirtan, chanting and dancing with the devotees. The last 12 years was almost exclusively dedicated to tasting the nature of Srimati Radharani's love. It is tasting knowing the glories of her love, knowing the sweetness in him that only she can perceive, and also trying to understand the happiness that she could experience, which Krishna is amazed because it's greater than his own happiness. So he wants to know that, and he can only taste that by assuming the position of Srimati Radharani, which explains his appearing as a golden color, although he's internally Krishna. So that's what's being described. And then, essentially, the next chapter, which will be at the house of Advaitacharya, Lord Chaitanya at the house of Advaitacharya. Then being described will be the beginning of the Madhya-lila, where Mahaprabhu is taken sannyas, and receiving the petition of his mother, Sachimata, to go to Jagannath Puri. So it starts where Mahaprabhu's wandering after taking sannyas from Keshabharati in Katwa. Then Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, and he's wandering for 3 days. He doesn't know if it's day and night. Then Nityananda Prabhu plays trick on Mahaprabhu, guides him to the Ganga, tells him that he's now gotten to Vrindavan, and that's the river Jamuna, and Mahaprabhu runs into the river Ganga and offers prayer. So, and then he's brought, then Advaitacharya appears, and Mahaprabhu knows he's been tricked, and then he's taken to the house of Advaitacharya and all the devotees from Navadip. They meet with Mahaprabhu, and Mother Sachi comes there, and there's like a farewell festival that lasts, say, 10 days, and then Mahaprabhu goes to Jagannath Puri by the request of Mother Sachi, because she says if he goes to Vrindavan, he'll be too far away. So I'm interrupting it just explain that. But here, what's being described is Mahaprabhu's madness in his final years, his final 12 years in Jagannath Puri. Because after the tasting Sankirtan with the devotees, now he's tasting Radharani, the glories of Radharani's love, essentially. And that's explained in the introductory verses of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here we're at the point of explaining Mahaprabhu's consciousness, something explaining of what he's talking about, what he's doing in his later during this ecstasy. Notice there were different transformations of the body of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being stunned, trembling, perspiring, fading away of color, weeping and choking of the voice. In this way, his whole body was pervaded by transcendental joy. As a result, sometimes Mahaprabhu would laugh, sometimes cry, sometimes dance, and sometimes sing. Sometimes he would get up and run here and there, and sometimes fall on the ground and lose consciousness. Murchaya hoila sakatkar utikori hunkar kohe e aila mahashai Krishnara madurika gune nana brahma hoimane shlokapare koraye nisjoy. When Mahaprabhu was thus unconscious, he happened to meet Krishna. Consequently, he got up and immediately made a tumultuous sound, very loudly declaring, "Now Krishna, the great personality, is present." In this way, because of Krishna's sweet qualities, Mahaprabhu made different types of mistakes in his mind. Thus, by reciting the following verse, he ascertained the presence of Lord Krishna. Marasvayam nu madhura jyuti mandalam nu madhuryam eva nu mano nayanamritam nu venim rijo nu mama jivita valabo nu krishnoyam abhyudayate mama lochanaya. In the attitude of Radharani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addressed the gopis. My dear friends, where is that Krishna, Cupid personified, who has the effulgence of a kadamba flower, who is sweetness itself, the nectar of my eyes and mind? He who loosens the hair of the gopis, who is the supreme source of happiness and my life and soul. Has he come before my eyes again? This is another verse from the Krishna Karnamrita. Kiba I sakat kama duti bimba murtiman ki madhurya svayam Murtimanta Kiba Mano Netrosaba Kiba Prana Balaba Satya Krishna Aila Netrananda. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then began to talk like this. Is Cupid personified present with the effulgence and reflection of the Kadamba tree? Is he the same person, personified sweetness? Who is the pleasure of my eyes and mind? Who is my life and soul? Has Krishna actually come before my eyes? Guru Nana Bhavagan Sishya Prabhur Tanuman Nanarite Satatana Chai Nirveda Vishada Doinya Chapaya Harshadarya Manyu Enritye Prabhur Kalanjai. As the spiritual master chastises the disciple and teaches him the art of devotional service, so all the ecstatic symptoms of Mahaprabhu, including despondency, moroseness, humility, restlessness, joy, endurance, and anger, instructed his body and mind. In this way, Mahaprabhu passed his time. As the spiritual master chastises the disciple and teaches him the art of devotional service, so all the ecstatic symptoms of Mahaprabhu, including despondency, moroseness, humility, restlessness, joy, endurance, and anger, instructed his body and mind. In this way, Mahaprabhu passed his time. Chandidas Vidyapati Rayara Nataka Giti Karnamrita Sri Gita Govinda Swarup Ramananda Sane Mahaprabhu Ratri Dine Gaya Shune Parama Ananda. He also passed his time reading the books and singing the songs of Chandidas and Vidyapati and listening to quotations from the Jagannath Vallabha Natika, which is by Ramananda Roy, and listening to quotations from the Jagannath Vallabha Natika, Krishna Karnamrita, and Gita Govinda. Thus, in the association of Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his days and nights chanting and hearing with great pleasure. Purera Vatsalya Mukya Ramananda Shuddha Sakya Govindadyara Shuddha Dasharas Gadadhar Jagadananda Swarup Hera Mukya Rasananda Echari Bhave Prabhubas. Among his associates, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed paternal loving affection from Paramananda Puri. So that's Vatsalya Ras, parental relationship. Friendly affection with Ramananda Roy. That's Sakya Ras. Unalloyed service from Govinda, Dasha Ras. And others, and humors of conjugal love with Gadadhar, Jagadananda, and Swarup Damodar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed all these four rasas, and thus he remained obliged to his devotees. So he enjoyed all these four mellows, which means rasas. Paramananda Puri is said to have been Uddhava in Vrindavan. His affections with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were on the platform of paternal love. This was because Paramananda Puri happened to be the godbrother of the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you would expect that. Vatsalya Ras, parental love. Similarly, Ramananda Roy, who is considered an incarnation of Arjuna and by some an incarnation of Vishaka Devi, enjoyed unalloyed fraternal love with the Lord. Unalloyed personal service was enjoyed by Govinda and others, which is Dasharas. In the presence of his most confidential devotees like Gadadhar Pandit, Jagadananda Pandit, and Swarup Damodar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed the ecstatic conditions of Srimati Radharani and her conjugal relationship with Krishna. Absorbed in these four transcendental mellows, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu resided in Jagannath Puri, feeling very much obliged to his devotees. Now, regarding this of the Madhura Ras, with he's tasting with Gadadhar Pandit, Jagadananda Pandit, and Swarup Damodar. Well, first we'll say Swarup Damodar is said to be an incarnation of Lalita Devi. So you can understand that Madhura Ras coming from that. Now, Gadadhar Pandit is said to be the Shakti, and it's Radharani, but robbed of the Bhavakanti, which Mahaprabhu has taken. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj has explained that Gadadhar Pandit is always dependent on Mahaprabhu, just as someone is running after a thief who stole his property. So what is the property? Well, Mahaprabhu appeared on the full moon, which is the Purnima, but Gadadhar Pandit appeared and disappeared on the Amavasya, which is the dark moon. There is no moon in the sky. So it's an indication that Mahaprabhu has taken his mood and his luster. So he's always dependent on Mahaprabhu to remain complete. But you can understand, being like Radharani, devoid of, take with these two things, still it would be conjugal love. And Srila Govinda Maharaj talked about that when Gadadhar Pandit wasn't able to go with Mahaprabhu to Vrindavan. Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, what is this? The Queen of Vrindavan not allowed to go to Vrindavan. So that you can understand is also Madhura Ras. And the other, Jagadananda Pandit, is said to be like Satyabhama in Dwarka. So it's all Madhura Ras in different ways, but that those three devotees have that relationship with him. Lila Sukha Martyajan Tarahoy Babodgam Ishware Se Ki Iha Vishmoy Tahe Mukya Rasashrai Hoya Chena Mahashai Tate Hoy Sarva Babodoy. Lila Sukha was Bilva Mangal Thakur, was an ordinary human being, yet he developed many ecstatic symptoms in his body. What then is so astonishing about these symptoms being manifest in the body of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? In the ecstatic mood of conjugal love, Mahaprabhu was on the highest platform, therefore all the exuberant ecstasies were naturally visible in his body. So, Krishna Das Kaviraj is saying, if it's hard for you you have to understand something of the nature of Mahaprabhu, otherwise you will be bewildered. Purve Braja Vilase Jaitin Abhilase Jatneha Ashwadna Hoila Shri Radhara Babasar Apane Kori Angikar Setina Bastu Ashwadila. During his previous pastimes in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna desired to enjoy the three different types of ecstasy, but despite great endeavor, he could not taste them. Such ecstasies are the monopoly of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, in order to taste them, Sri Krishna accepted the position of Srimati Radharani in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I mentioned what those three ecstasies are. That wanting to know the glory of Srimati Radharani's love, to know that sweetness. Second is know that sweetness in himself that only she can taste fully. And the third is to know the happiness that she experienced. So, Apane kori ashwadane shikaila bhaktagane prema chinta manera prabhudani nahi jani stanastan charitare koiladan Mahaprabhu danta shiromani. By personally tasting the rasas of love of Godhead, or the mellows of love of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his different disciples the process. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a wealthy capitalist, possessing the touchstone of love of God. Not considering whether one is a proper or improper recipient, he gives his treasure to anyone and everyone. Thus, he is the most munificent. So, Srila Sridhar Maharaj says Mahaprabhu is the most magnanimous Lord, embracing the most vile fallen jiva. So that we are considering, that we may not be at all qualified, but somehow we are in need. So we are praying for the mercy of Mahaprabhu. But he's very merciful to the most fallen. Ekupta bhava sindhu brahmana pai ek bindu henadana vilahila samsare aiche doyalu avatar aiche data nahi ar gunakeho nahi varnibare. No one, not even Lord Brahma, can ascertain or even taste a drop of this confidential ocean of ecstasy. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his causeless mercy, has distributed this love of Godhead all over the world. Thus there cannot be any incarnation more munificent than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no greater donor who can describe his transcendental qualities. Kahibar kata nahe kohile kehona bujaye aje chitra chaitanyara ranga se bujiten pare chaitanyara kripa jare hoitara dashanudasha sangha. Such topics are not to be discussed freely, because if they are, no one will understand them. Such are the wonderful pastimes of Mahaprabhu. Unto one who is able to understand, Mahaprabhu has shown mercy by giving him the association of the servant of his servant. Such topics are not to be discussed freely, because if they are, no one will understand them. Such are the wonderful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unto one who is able to understand, Mahaprabhu has shown mercy by giving him the association of the servant of his own servant. Chaitanya Lila Ratnasar Swarupera Bandhar Tehot Twila Raghunatera Kante Tahan Kichu Jeshunilun Taha Ihan Vistarilun Bhaktagane Dilun Ebete. The pastimes of Mahaprabhu are the topmost of jewels. They have been kept in the storehouse of Swarup Damodar, who has explained them to Raghunath Das, who has repeated them to me. Whatever little I have heard from Raghunath Das Goswami, I have described in this book, which is presented to all devotees. So this is what happened. Raghunath Das, when he escaped from his household, he was a very wealthy family. He escaped after many attempts, and he went to Jagannath Puri. In Jagannath Puri, he was entrusted to the care of Swarup Damodar. Now, Swarup Damodar was also keeping notes on the activities of Mahaprabhu. He is recording in a notebook. But it is also said that, and Srila Govinda Maharaj explained that Raghunath Das was there helping Swarup Damodar. Now, Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy, they were exclusively and very arduously engaged in the service of Mahaprabhu. But Raghunath Das was there, and he could observe everything. And so when Raghunath Das went to Vrindavan, and his idea was to give up his life because Mahaprabhu had disappeared, Swarup Damodar had disappeared, and he was thinking to commit suicide by jumping from the Govardhan Hill. But when he got there, he found everything in the association of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana Goswamis. And so he would speak to the devotees at Radhakund and explain Mahaprabhu's Leela, and he was so expert in explaining. And Krishnadas Kaviraj, he says, The pastimes of Mahaprabhu are the topmost of jewels. They have been kept in the storehouse of Swarup Damodar, who has explained them to Raghunath Das, who has repeated them to me. Whatever little I have heard from Raghunath Das, I have described in this book, which is presented to all the devotees. All the activities of Mahaprabhu were noted by his personal secretary, Swarup Damodar, and repeated to Raghunath Das Goswami, who memorized them. Whatever Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami heard is recorded in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is called the Parampara system, from Mahaprabhu to Swarup Damodar to Raghunath Das to Kaviraj Goswami. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami has distributed this information in his book, Chaitanya Charitamrita. In other words, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is the essence of the instruction given through the Parampara system of the disciplic succession stemming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jadikeho Henakai, Jadikeho Henakai, Grantakoila Shlokamoy, Itara Jane Naribe Bujite, Prabhura J Acharan, Sekori Varnan, Sarvachitta Nari Aradite. If one says that Mahaprabhu is full of, if one says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is full of Sanskrit verses and therefore not understandable by a common man, I reply that what I have described are the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, and that for me to satisfy everyone is not possible. Very nice. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj and one who follows in his footsteps do not have to cater to the public. Their business is simply to satisfy the previous acharyas and describe the pastimes of the Lord. One who is able to understand can relish this exalted transcendental literature, which is actually not meant for ordinary persons like scholars and literary men. Generally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes recorded in the Chaitanya Charitamrita are studied in universities and scholastic circles from a literary and historical point of view. But actually, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is not a subject matter for research workers or literary scholars. It is simply meant for those devotees who have dedicated their lives to the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nahi kahans sabyaroda, nahi kahan sabyaroda, nahi kahan anuroda, sahaja bastu kori vivaran, jadi hoy Ragodesh, Tahan Hoy Abesh, Sahaja Bastu Najai Likan. In this Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is no contradictory conclusion, nor is anyone else's opinion accepted. I have written this book to describe the simple substance as I have heard it from superiors. If I become involved in someone's likes and dislikes, I cannot possibly write the simple truth. Okay? Very direct. Jeva nahi buje keho shunite seho ki adbhuta Chaitanya Charita Krishne upajibe priti janibe rasara riti shunile bora hoy hita. If one does not understand in the beginning, but continues to hear again and again, the wonderful effects of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes will bring love for Krishna. Gradually, one will come to understand the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis and other associates of Vrindavan. Everyone is advised to continue to hear over and over again in order to greatly benefit. Bhagavat shloka moy tika tara samskrita hoy tabu kaiche buje tribhuvan ihan shloka duichari tarabhyakya bhashakori keninaj Bujibe Sarbajan. In reply to those critics who say that Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of Sanskrit verses, it can be said that Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of Sanskrit verses, as are the commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam. Nonetheless, Srimad Bhagavatam can be understood by everyone, as well as by advanced devotees who study the Sanskrit commentaries. Why then will people not understand the Chaitanya Charitamrita? There are only a few Sanskrit verses, and those have been explained in the Bengali vernacular. What is the difficulty in understanding? Sesha Lilar Sutragan Koilun Kichu Bivaran Ihan Vistarite Chittahoy Take Jadi Ayu Sesh Vistariva Lila Sesh Jadi Mahaprabhu Kripa Hoy. I have already given a synopsis of all the facts and figures of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's final pastimes, and I have a desire to describe them elaborately. If I remain longer and am fortunate enough to receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu, I shall try to describe them again more elaborately. Ami brida jaratur likite kanpaye kor manikichu smarana nahoy na dekiye nayane na shuniye shravane tabuliki ebora vishmoy. I have now become too old and disturbed by invalidity. While I write, my hands tremble. I cannot remember anything, nor can I see or hear properly. Still, I write, and this is a great wonder. So that's what it means to become old, which we are finding out. But Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying this. I have now become too old and disturbed by invalidity. While I write, my hands tremble. I cannot remember anything, nor can I see or hear properly. Still I write, and this is a great wonder. E Madhya-lila sar sutra madhye vishtar kori kichu korilun varnan iha madhye mari jabe varnitena paritabe e lila bhaktagandan. In this chapter I have to some extent describe I have to some extent described the essence of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya at the end. If I die in the meantime and cannot describe them in detail, at least the devotees will have this transcendental treasure. At least they'll have this wealth. Sankepi e sutra koila ihan jay ihan na likila agetaha koriba vishtar jaritata dina jiye mahaprabhur kripa hoye ichabori koriba vichar. In this chapter I have briefly described the Madhya-lila. Whatever I have not described, I shall describe extensively in the future. If by Mahaprabhu's mercy I live for so many days that I can fulfill my desires, I will give full consideration to these pastimes. Chotabora Bhaktagan, Bandon Sabar, Sri Charan, Sabim, More Koraha Santosh, Swarup, Goshaira Mata, Rupa Raghunatha, Janijata, Tailiki Nahimoradosh. Okay. I worship herewith the lotus feet of all kinds of devotees, both advanced and neophyte, both big and small. I request all of them to be satisfied with me. I am faultless because I have written herein whatever I have understood from Swarup Damodar and Rupa and Raghunath Das Goswami. I have neither added to nor subtracted from their version. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Dvaitadi Bhakta Brinda Shiridori Sabar Charan Swarup Rupa Sanatan Raghunath Era Sri Charan Duli Karun Mastake Bhushan. According to the Parampara system, I wish to take the dust from the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, and all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. I wish to take the dust of their lotus feet upon my head. In this way I wish to be blessed with their mercy. Panajara Agyadan, Brajara Vaishnavagan, Bandontara Mukya Haridas, Chaitanya Vilasa Sindhu, Kolalera Ekbindu, Tarakan Kohe Krishnadas. Receiving orders from the above authorities and the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan, especially from Haridas, the priest of Govindaji, I, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, have tried to describe one small particle of one drop of one wave of the ocean of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila, second chapter, describing the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, now... Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Adhikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Panamansa Paravaja Kachari Ashtatara Sata Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Panamansa Paravaja Kachari Ashtatara Sata Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Srila Gaur Ji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsiko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagwat Ki Jai. Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radhakunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the associated devotees Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Jai Sripad Yudamanyu Seva Vikram Prabhu Ki Jai. Gaur Brahmanandi Hari Hari Bol.